Yo, what is going on, guys? We are here. Third episode. We're back. And today we have a super special guest with us. If you can see him in the corner. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, my guy?
Oh, guys, thanks for having me on. I'll never be Kevin. I understand that I have to live with that. But I appreciate I appreciate you guys having me on here, and I can't wait to share everything about these topics today.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Exciting times.
Updates. I mean, where y'all at? What's going on with you? Nick, you had an eventful weekend, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, just hosting people up in Portland. Other than that, nothing much. Getting an MRI on Wednesday. Got to check out this knee. Yeah.
Nick's been on the DL for a while. People don't really know that, but Nick's been on the DL for a while.
Yeah. Not ideal.
So, hey, wishing our guy a speedy recovery. But good. Happy to hear you do that. It's kind of cool. You got to see Brandon Katrina up there too. I feel like that's a fun time. So, yeah.
Shem, what about you?
Nothing's really new with me. We moved into our new place, me and Noah. If anyone don't know that, we're best pals. Started that for a second. But no, we moved into our new spot that I mentioned last episode. It's been a super dope spot. Super fun. But other than that, just working, kind of stressful. A lot of stuff going on with work, but it's exciting. So yeah, nothing too much besides that.
Got to do an episode at the new crib.
Oh, live episode. We definitely can do that. We could definitely arrange that, especially like the summertime or something like that. I'd be down for
that. Nothing new with me. I do got some stuff in the works. I'm keeping that under wraps right now, but hopefully we can I can share that to the world with you soon. No, what's up with you? Well, let's get some more like background, like little your sports, like what's going on. Yeah,
what's your 5-year plan?
Their 5-year plan.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay, damn. How do I start this? Do I assume everyone? Yeah. All right. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous. All right.
I love it.
How do you know Shem?
Adam grew up together. We were best friends growing up. We had this baby picture, not baby picture, but this picture of like me, Jace, Kevin, and Adam at like a baseball tournament when we were like 10. But yeah, we grew up together in Foster City. We played sports together all our lives. Played baseball. Didn't play basketball because I'm a short little guy like Nick. And Adam found out we were out at the bars the other day, and we walk in this bar. Adam, he's like, dude, like everyone's taller than me. I'm like, yeah, Adam, welcome to the club, Adam.
Some demons out there in DC, man. There were some, bro. Oh, I was getting out-talled left and right. They're making me look like a little shrimp, bro. 6'6". I felt like it was an NBA All-Star team, bro.
Adam's looking at this guy 6'7". Like, tapping her shoulder. Excuse me, can I go to the bathroom, please?
Yeah, dude.
Dude's like, no.
People just bullying me out there.
I think that's the only reason Shem became friends with a bunch of Asian kids, just so he could feel that tall complex around us.
Kind of like that was kind of me and Kevin's plan the whole time, realistically. Throughout the whole way. But yeah, me and Noah know each other for a while, and then he moved out here before I did, and then because he was in school out here, he's going to grad school at GW. So, and then my job presented me with the opportunity to move out here in New York, and I chose here. And then me and Noah stayed with me for like a year in my first year, and then we just moved into a new spot. So, but yeah, it's dope.
I got a new job on on Capitol Hill, actually.
Yep.
For any of our listeners from San Mateo, Kevin Mullen won his election, and that's my new boss. I start Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Really
shout out Kev.
Yeah.
Shout out the real Kev.
Shout out the real Kev. Yeah.
That's what's up. Cool. Well, let's get into the podcast. Why don't we?
Yep.
I guess the first thing I want to talk about is this quote from Steve Kerr. And I think it's pretty interesting. I think it'll lead to some discussion. He says that Steph Curry is the modern day Michael Jordan. Is that a hot take? Is that cold as fuck? Thoughts?
I think it depends on how you look at it. So the way I look at it, if you're talking about like influence on the game, changing the game, and like going towards that realm of basketball, I genuinely can see the comparison of Steph and MJ. As crazy as those words coming out of my mouth seems, I think in that sense, you can kind of compare the two with what they've done, how they've changed the game, how they've affected the game for the future, stuff like that. In that way, yes, I could see it. From like a pure basketball on the court point of view, I mean, I don't think it's pretty accurate, but that's how I looked at it. So I don't know. What about you, Nick? What do you think?
I actually don't think it's that too far fetched, to be honest. I feel like a lot of it, Steve Kerr saying that, is the sense that like when Jordan was in his prime and like he would draw out insane crowds to different places, like people would watch him warm up. This is the same thing with Steph. Like Steph is like the all around show wherever they're at around the US or in Toronto. Like they're going to get, I feel like, sellout crowds. Like people want to see Steph. They want to see his greatness and stuff like that. So I feel like in that sense, but yeah, I mean, Steph and Jordan do not play similar, maybe similar resumes, kind of. I mean, Jordan's got a bunch of finals MVPs though. So, I mean,
that's what I was going to say. That I was under assumption that Kerr was looking at it from like a greatness perspective, like like domination, like how he's dominated the last like eight or so years. And Steph Curry has definitely been in that conversation of just players who have basically dominated this whole decade, and you know how much longer he will. But also like Steph is the only one to get his own, similar to how Jordan from Nike got his own like brand logo. Curry got that from from Under Armour. So that's how I also interpreted it that way as well. Just like he's so like easily marketable as a player. So that's I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's a good take.
I think it's pretty accurate too. Like who else would have a better opinion on it than Steve Kerr, who literally played with Mike for X amount of years and then coached Steph for as long as he's coached Steph. Like I can't tell you another player who defenses focus so much on and essentially change their whole game plan around. Like the Pistons had the Jordan rules when they were playing each other in the Eastern Conference Finals all the time. The Raptors had a boxing one step. It worked, whatever. But teams focus step all the time and force other players on the Warriors to beat them. And that aspect of changing. And you couldn't really be Michael Jordan if you were a kid. Like you're not going to be 6'7" and have like some insane work ethic where if some dude like told you to fuck off, I'm taking that personally. No, like a bunch of people have said this, but any kid could be Steph Curry if they want to.
Yeah.
And like, that's a good point to look at it like that. I like that.
And I was gonna say like, Jordan never left the Bulls, man. People went to go play with Steph. They went to play with Jordan. Like it wasn't. Obviously people want to think about like LeBron, but like comparing the MJ to LeBron. But no, I think in that regard, I think Steph is the modern day MJ. So cool. I mean,
yeah, I feel
like we're all in agreement.
Yeah, and I think you go from, it's kind of an interesting topic transition here, from going from like some of the greats and most respectable amount of basketball to the infamous clip lately of the third graders in the AAU tournament.
Shem, you wanna
let me link it right here, because and just watch this for a second, because as we're talking about this, I looked at it so many times I laughed so many times. Oh,
starts off with that kid like throwing ass and
literally.
Super dirty. Oh
dude,
my God.
I was like, God damn, this guy's gotta relax. But okay, I'll start it off. Me and Ryan had a good back and forth about this. I think I like it in the terms of having that dog in you, because I genuinely am one of those guys now where I believe the world has gotten super soft, especially in sports. And I do like when you have those Pat Beverleys, those kids who just talk shit and will get in your face and shit like that. That's competitive. That shows you want to win. Me and Ryan are talking about this. There's a line to it, and you can't. There's like, and that's how I think of it. And Ryan will kind of say the other side of it. So
like I agree with that, but like I was thinking about it more, and it's like, dude, you're like spazzing out on other like third graders who are just like learning how to play basketball and don't have the same like experience and stuff like that. So I think that's fine. I just think it's way too early to start that type of like taunting and stuff at such a young age. I feel like that's where I would like to see like more sportsmanship, and then like just learning the fundamentals of the game. But I mean, I don't mind celebration either, but yeah.
That's a good point though, until they're like to the point where they're developed, and then you can kind of let your game talk for you and then do that. But it's like right now it's like It's like running around up and down the court. No one really knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like some kids are just like way more developed at that age than others. So I don't even know if it's a matter of skill.
Yeah, Zion Williamson was probably 6'4" in third grade. You know what I mean? It's just like one of those where it's like, what are you gonna do about it? Guy's gonna drop 70 points a game. So
Yeah,
I don't know. But
yeah, I think.
How do you guys? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I feel like I'm with you on that. Like, there's no foundation for them to be like acting like that when like they haven't experienced enough like competitive sports. I feel like as well. I feel like that discredits it. And like I don't know, like what KD said and being like, oh, these kids are doing what they see on TV. They're like imitating the athletes they look up to and stuff like that. I just feel like there's a line. There's a line like dancing around like that, hitting the too small, hitting the bow and arrow. Like, man, we're doing way too much. We're doing way too much.
Yeah.
But okay, so like Austin Rivers, like he recently went on and he was saying like, I'm gonna butcher this.
Possible because this really does bother me. I talk about this all the time. When I played in high school, you only got a mixtape if you were like a top tier guy. Back then, like you had to put in work, like consistent work, build a name for yourself to get a mixtape, and it was like an honor to have a Baller's Life mixtape. It was an honor to have a Hoop mixtape. We didn't play to have one though. I didn't go into a game doing something to be on Hoop mixtape. I went into the game to win and just be myself. And Hoop Mixtape and them were there following me. I didn't ask Hoop Mixtape to come follow me. I didn't pay Hoop Mixtape $1. I didn't pay Baller's Life $1. They just followed me because I was.
I remember we first talked about that. You said that Austin Rivers was being hypocritical. Do you still feel that way, or do you think he was onto something?
I criticize Austin Rivers because I think he benefited from highlight culture. Like he was like the top 2 high school player because his mixtape was fucking insane. But like, if you look back at that like class, I just saw it recently. Like, he wouldn't have been top 5 if it wasn't for highlight culture. So that's why I criticize him on that. But his point in saying highlight culture has ruined hoops in some sense, like I get his points. I think
that's what when I first saw that too, I didn't like it because like these little ass kids are not going out to play basketball. Like they're like, oh, I'm gonna get a clip today. Like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hit a 3 so I can get it on a clip instead of like hitting a 3 because like, oh, I want my team to win today. But I think what Katie said was like way more accurate. If players in the NBA didn't do shit, if they were like hella stoic about like how good they are, then that's how little kids will act too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If I'm a third grader, I'm doing all that shit too. I was talking to Tiger last time he was in DC and he was like, man, I was such a little bitch in high school. Like if I killed someone, I should have like.
He was so gross.
Yeah.
So gross.
Yeah. So yeah, he's disgusting. Tiger was so gross. In a good way. Shout out my guy. But and I also agree to his point where actually I think it was John Wall. John Wall was just on that interview. Did you see that clip where John Wall was talking about his time and like when he got traded to the Rockets and all that and his conversation with did you see that?
He was talking about everything.
He was talking about everything. And he kind of he was letting it fly. And then he did mention high school mixtape kind of like how it is, and it's a lot more nowadays. Like you said, Ryan, there's a camera everywhere. Every game has this kid and this kid and this kid. Earlier you had to earn that shit. Like if that's like Austin Rivers, for example, he got that mixtape because he was a dog. He was a dog and he showcased it on that platform. Now it's like it's so diluted that like everyone has one. It's like I don't even know who's good anymore. Everyone's kind of the same in that realm. You don't have that, oh shit, that's Austin Rivers, oh shit, that's John Wall. Like now it's like, I don't know, kind of all the same and diluted. So I heard that and I was like, that's a good way to look at it too.
I have a good segue to our next topic, but there's a clip of Bronny and he's locking this kid up for like 10 seconds. And then right at the end, he kind of slips a little bit and people crop the clip. So it looks like he just got crossed. Yeah. But he was being dude up for like 10 seconds. I don't know if you want to link it, hit your little right there.
Yeah, hold up. We'll put it right here.
Thank you.
I mean,
did he get crossed?
Yeah, he's talking about.
He got crossed, but like he was playing great defense for like 10 seconds, and then like
at the very end, 94 feet of like perfect side to side defense, and then he slipped at half court too. It wasn't like he was about to give up a wide open layup because he fucked his defense up.
Yeah,
he's playing great.
Highlight culture.
That was a really good segue. So there was a tweet that went out saying like the top 3 schools that Bronny James is thinking about going to is or are USC, Ohio, and Oregon. What do we think about that? Do we think that Bronny James is either like overrated because of his name, or maybe does his name hold him back? Do people not take him seriously, and do people think that he's highly rated because of his last name, so it really holds back like how talented he is? What do you guys think about that, and where do you think he's going to go to school?
Nick?
Well, where I think he's going to go, I think he's going to go to Oregon, and I hope he goes to Oregon because
That'd be pretty sick.
tight.
That'd be pretty sick.
That's I think for the Nike connection, and I think also because he grew up on the West Coast. So that's my reasoning for him not going to Ohio State. Like, how much time did they actually spend there? Like in his childhood, I'm not
Yeah.
childhood, but I feel like he's a West Coast kid anyway. Would love to see him go to Oregon, Nike connection, all that stuff. In terms of his rating, like I feel like it actually puts him at a disadvantage because the expectations. But like seeing highlights of him, he doesn't really play like his dad. He's more of like a
2 guard.
He kind of
He's
does.
like a
He does
2 guard.
little
Yeah,
things
he's
too.
like a 2
like,
guard.
and he's obviously he's not the same size as his dad, but
Yeah.
It also that, I mean, it hurts him in the expectation wise, but it helps him recruiting wise. I think he could go wherever he wanted to go. I think every school is willing to take that.
I don't know how true of a quote this was, but LeBron was like,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like wherever he wants to go, I'm gonna make a call and
I didn't know if I was getting
like that.
I didn't know if I was getting ball sacked when I saw that tweet because I was like, fuck, bro, is this a fake quote? I don't want to send this shit and look stupid, but
yeah.
But also at the same time, I was like, that could also very well be true. So I don't know. It's kind of like very up in the air, but
I think he's gonna make a basketball decision. Like he's gonna go wherever he gets the most minutes because he doesn't, like, to what Nikki just said, or the counter to what Nikki just said, he doesn't need any type of connections to like any type of corporate sponsors to make his name bigger. Like his last name is James. He's like the son of LeBron James. He doesn't need any more promotion onto who he is. He just more than anything needs to show out that he's actually like a solid basketball player. At the college level, a lot of people or a lot of players have said college is like same thing with football and basketball. College basketball is so much more different. I've heard a bunch of coaches say like high school players who are the guys at their high school are more NBA ready than college players because they're so less indoctrinated into the system that they were playing in their college. So I guess
yeah. I think I heard someone say that because like they lose kind of that creativity that you need in the NBA pro level that you kind of lose playing like super organized college ball, and that you get indoctrinated in this type of team ball that doesn't necessarily help you as much in the pros.
But then the counter to that, I guess, is Jalen Green because he's so ass. I love Jalen Green. I love Kuya
42 today.
Kuya Jalen, that's my guy. He sucks. He's terrible.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. He had 42 tonight. Shout out to our guy. I'll put the stat line right here. Probably gonna forget too, but it's gonna be right there. And then it's like, okay, John Wall kind of said the same thing, and he said he called Jalen Green and was talking to them, and everything like, you guys better not get used to losing, because if you are and like you go to another spot and you try to do the same shit, like you're gonna be out the league. So these guys have such great athleticism. They're such big hoopers, but you get to that NBA level from coming from college, and it's like, and I don't know, it's just a whole different dynamic. It really fucks people up. Same with the NFL, in my opinion. So, yeah, but
I don't want to blame it. I love Jalen Green too. You got to think about like the coaching staff and like the players that are around him. Like, what else can he do but just throw up hella shots a game? So maybe it's not so much him not knowing how to play ball, but just maybe having to do more than he's asked or he's required to or asked of. But maybe he suffers from highlight culture too.
Facts.
True.
I think they need to run that offense through Alperen Şengün.
Jesus.
He's nice, man. He's
so nice.
Adam and I were watching like an Eastern Michigan game the other day, and like Eastern Michigan has Noah Farrakhan and
shout out Line.
Monty Bates.
And they had Noah Farrakhan had like some of the craziest highlight tapes, mixtapes ever. And now like he's at his third college and averaging like 10 points on a team that's like 1-14.
They're so bad. Yeah,
bro,
it's crazy.
Isaiah Washington, man, Jelly fam.
Yeah. He went to Minnesota and then like had a few highlights and then just slowly started to disappear, and then you just never saw any highlight of him ever again.
I mean, is there anything wrong with just having like a really dope high school mixtape and maybe that's it? Like maybe that's like
I think it's sick.
that's the ceiling for some people, you know?
Yeah, something you can look back on and be like, yeah, I was pretty sick, but it wasn't anything
Yeah.
crazy. It's just like,
I wouldn't want to peak in high school though.
you don't want to peak in high school. You don't, but
That's
like
true.
if you don't look at it that way, it's fine. If you know you didn't peak in high school, you're just like, oh yeah, it was pretty cool, like a couple cool clips or whatever, and that's it. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah.
Should we get into the next topic?
Yeah, we're gonna have to get into the next one. Something that we really don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
Is our Golden
Some of
State.
the Warriors, man.
What's going on? I
don't even know what to make.
Well, I want to start with Noah because me and Noah watch a lot of Warriors games here, and we're usually kind of on the same page and talking about shit. It's just like, why, Noah, the fuck can we not close a game on, drumroll, the road? Are we seeing ghosts? Are we seeing demons? Do we have the yips? Are we injured too much? What do you think, Noah? Because it's sickening to watch.
It's weird, isn't it? Like last night, I think Clay hit like 2 or 3 shots, and then for one reason or another, the offense felt the need to force Clay like 4 more shots and to mess up the flow of the offense and not get into like our like fast-paced run the ball down the court after a defensive stop. And on the contrary, slowing down when like on a missed shot and people are getting fast breaks on scored buckets or something like that. Like, I don't know, it kind of comes down to effort and mentality, but you can't really call it mentality because this team just won a championship last year with essentially the same players.
True.
I guess they're missing like two big pieces in GP2 and Otto Porter, but I don't know. I thought Moses Moody was going to take like an incredible jump. Like he was going to be the first man off the bench. Like in situations with injuries, he was going to be like a possible starter. Joku's he just, injuries. It is what it is. And I was telling Adam this the other day, and I was telling my brothers this. Like Jordan Poole like suffers from being like a lot of his game is just like feeling and like swag. But when it comes down to like the final seconds, that I think it's like fucking him up too much. Cause he's like, I can be that guy. Like I'm here. Like I should already be a starter, but I'm going to give up this role so I can win championships with this team. But he takes that opportunity that he thinks he should have into those last seconds and then does what he does, turns the ball over, dribbles it off his foot. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of that homestand when it was just when Steph and Clay and Draymond were all like kind of taking games off. I don't know. I feel like this team plays with more dog. Like when the starters are out, the second unit, they play with more dog. They play like more as a complete unit. Like they got that win over Cleveland. That was a huge win to get when
huge.
The losing to Boston the day prior. I don't know what it is, man. We should be super deep based on that fact alone, but something happens when we get fully healthy, and I don't know if it's the rhythm or maybe we're missing something on defense. Like Noah said, like I really wish Moody could have been that person first off the bench, like giving us that. I was hoping he would give us that defensive spark. We're seeing that more with Joku than anything, but I don't know. Looks like Bob needs to make a move for some defensive player, a more experienced veteran.
Yeah, Nick, I feel like we've talked about this before a few times, but do you think a move needs to be made?
I'm hoping a move is made, but I know Bob Myers is he's not gonna feel pressured to make a move because he didn't make a move last year and everything worked out fine and we won a championship. And I think he's sticking to that like mentality and that recipe. As far as our struggles, like just seems like sometimes we just can't get a fucking stop. Like, why can't we get a stop? Or like we can't play defense without fouling. Like, or the team will get into the bonus hella early in the fourth quarter, and then it's just downhill from there. Like, I don't know what it is, and I know Draymond like recently like tried to put it on himself too. Like, he's the defensive leader and stuff, but like, man, in the Boston game, Jordan Poole had his defensive lapse for the Jaylen Brown 3, like tie it at the end. Like, it's just little things, man. Like everyone just has to be like one well-oiled machine on defense. Like the NBA is way too good for you to have mental lapses in the clutch like that. So
yeah,
It's a damn shame.
Yeah, I agree. And then Ryan, I'm curious what you think. What's your hope as of right now, as of January 23rd, as a Warriors fan? What is your hope for a playoff seed? What are you been like? What's a playoff seed where you're like, I'm happy if we're here. I'm a little bit scared if we get down to here. What's your range look like right now if you were to say as of today?
I would say any seed where we don't play either. Actually, no, fuck that. It really doesn't matter as long as we're not playing, because anything can happen in the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
But in a 7-game series, I think that's when we, things start to click. We turn it on. Those championship experiences and runs really come into play. And I'm not scared of Denver. Like, as good as they are, like right now, they're the same team that we beat last year. The Pelicans, I actually don't know what to expect from the Pelicans, so maybe I should be a little bit more nervous. But I think as long as we just make the playoffs, but not the play-in, so 6 and up, I think 6 is not in the plan, right?
Yeah.
So 6 and up, I think is fine with me. And then we'll just turn it on in the playoffs. What about you?
You definitely don't want to be in a play-in game. I would love, the more you said that, I guess that kind of swayed me a little bit. I think anything over the 6 really, because like you said, even if we don't have that home court advantage and we're going 4 times on the road if needed, we do turn it on, and like you said, the veteranship and the experience we have is just like, it's exponential when it comes to the playoffs. So I think I'm with you. Realistically, anything over 6 should be sufficient, and I think we can really just beat anyone, especially in a 7-game series. So I don't know. What about you, Noah?
I'm not hella confident at all. It's funny because what Ryan said earlier, like the win against the Cavs when all their starters were out, like for one reason or another, like all the bench players turned up. Ty Jerome had a crazy game. Anthony Lamb played his role. Everyone played fine, but like we're not gonna run 8-9 deep in the playoffs. Like Ty Jerome and Anthony Lamb aren't gonna see the floor. And I don't know. They keep saying, oh, like we'll get it together. We'll get it together on the road. Like it is what it is. But it's how many games are we in?
Almost halfway there.
Almost
halfway, yeah.
You'd think it'd be something they would have fixed by now, and I don't think bringing in another player at the deadline is going to help that much. And plus, the market was already set by the Rui trade.
Yeah.
So any type of high valued like 3-and-D person or backup guard where Ty Jerome doesn't have to play 30 minutes a game in like high intensity crunch time games, it's not going to be within our range. So I'm kind of worried. I don't think we get the 6. I think we get like the 7 for the play-in, and we have to, bust out a home win and then play a higher seed.
Yeah,
I want the Grizzlies, man. I want to see the Grizzlies.
Yeah, don't we play them this week?
Yeah, Wednesday.
We do.
Play them on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
On Wednesday, so that'll be at home again. That'll be interesting. We'll see how we hold up against them, with especially with Steph and everyone back in the unit, hopefully. Speaking of the deadline, Noah just mentioned it. Rui Hachimura from the Washington Wizards, worst basketball franchise I've seen literally in my entire life. Traded to the Lakers for Kendrick Nunn and I think it was 3 second-round picks.
3.
Jesus Lord. I mean, Nikki, first off, question for you, even though we're the ones living in DC. What in God's green earth is this Wizards franchise doing? Do they have any, like, seriously, like, if you, I'm curious what you think. What is their goal right now? What avenue are they trying to go for?
They are on an all-time quest to be the most mid team of all time. Not even mid, though. You can't even call them mid because they're not even in the play-in spot with this roster.
Yeah,
it's ugly, man. Like, they've drafted poorly.
Yeah,
like,
who is the 10th?
Tried to do way too much money.
Corey Kispert.
Who is the 10th overall pick this last year? Like,
the kid who was in the Taco Bell commercial. I don't remember his name because he hasn't played any NBA games.
Dude, I didn't even know who. I didn't know his name.
The European guy? The European guy?
No.
Not Daniel.
You don't even know him because they don't even give him minutes. I think he was a 10th overall. Like, that's
okay. While Nikki looks that up, Ryan, does this benefit the Lakers? In which way? And what do you think about the Lakers moving into the second half? Are they going to move into a playoff team? With AD potentially on the rise here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I don't know. I really do like Rui Hachimura, but I'm not like kicking myself if I'm the Wizards, surprisingly. Like you have Kuzma. I think they're trying to rebuild for sure because they do have some. I think they're going to try to build around Kuzma because he's still young and you could, fit some pieces around him. You have, as I'm saying the players and thinking about it, they're a horrible dog shit franchise actually.
Okay, the player
Their
was
building
Johnny
blocks,
Davis.
their building blocks are that guy, Corey Kispert, Denny Avdia.
Yeah.
I take it back. No, I like Rui. I think Rui actually adds some like playmaking and toughness to that Lakers team. And I think he's what is he? He's like a small forward, power forward, right?
Yeah, power forward.
Power forward.
They essentially
Yeah.
have like 2 Thomas Bryants now.
Yeah,
Which is sick
they
because
do.
Thomas Bryant's been balling out of his mind.
They have a lot
Yeah.
of bigs on that team, I feel like. They also have Damian Jones on that team.
Whole bunch
Oh
of
shit.
Yeah, they have a lot of
No
people.
shot he
but-
gets any run though.
No way. Oh
Yeah.
my god, no.
I mean, I would only cheer for the Lakers because as LeBron gets older, I do want to see him in the playoffs, but I just know he would get booted in the first round anyway. So
Yeah.
hope they go far, hope they start winning, but I don't think this is really enough to tip the scales.
Yeah. We're gonna touch on another one that we've been talking about, and obviously Noah, we'll get Noah's feedback on this too. All-Stars. Who's starting to solidify those spots? Ryan, who's gonna sneak in and snag a spot at the end? And yeah, current thoughts on the All-Star selections. Who are your sleepers right now that you think are gonna be able to snag a spot towards the end of voting?
I got in an argument with Nick or Kev, but I think Aaron Gordon could get a spot, if I'm being honest. That's my sleeper pick.
I don't think so.
That was bold,
Dude.
but I kind of, when you started to explain it, I kind of said I saw where you were coming from.
He's the second best player on the number 1 Western Conference team. Like, crazier things have happened. Like, remember when all 4 starters on the Hawks made it? Like,
It's true.
fucking
They had no star.
True,
so-
they had
yeah,
no star, yeah.
But they were the number 1 seed, I'm pretty sure, that year. They were having a crazy
Yeah.
year. Like
Yeah.
Kyle Korver,
Kyle Korver, Al Horford,
Al Horford, Jeff Teague.
Jeff
Yeah,
Teague. That's
Jeff
how funny he was
Teague,
an
oh my
all-star.
god.
Yeah.
Dude, and there's one more. It wasn't Damari Carroll, I don't think. It was it Paul Millsap?
Paul Millsap.
Might have been
Paul
Paul
Millsap,
Millsap.
yeah, Paul
Yeah.
Millsap, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, when you have that 1 seed, like, it's not just one person who has brought that, although you can make the argument that Jokic did literally carry them to 1 seed, but there is a good supporting cast there, and that's why I think he might be able to snag. And he's been putting up good numbers, like super low-key numbers. So that's my sleeper.
What about our guy, Noah, I want to hear you. Does Lauri Markkanen get a spot?
Ooh, does Lauri Markkanen get a spot?
It's a tough one, dude. That's a tough one. He's been nice.
I want him to. So if you count like the front court for the East, you have Giannis, KD,
Embiid.
Joel Embiid. I don't think
Uh,
Pascal Siakam deserves anything whatsoever. I think he's hot
No.
garbage.
Noah's not a fan. Yeah, Noah's not a fan of Siakam.
Jesus.
I
Yeah,
think
he's voiced
I,
that.
I think Julius Randle should get a spot because there was a span over Christmas and over New Year's where the Knicks got like 10 televised
Yes.
games and
Yes.
he didn't miss a 3. It was crazy. I
Yeah,
think they should
he-
get 2 All-Stars. I think they should get Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle.
Wow, you think Jalen Brunson's an all-star?
I like Jalen Brunson pick. I like that.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if Nick likes that. Nick, you a Jalen Brunson guy?
I love Jalen Brunson. There's a lot of good players in the East, though.
lot of good players in the
man.
Jalen
Yeah, for
Brunson or
sure.
DeJounte Murray?
For an all-star spot this year?
Yeah,
No,
who would you
it's-
give it? Who would you give it between the two?
I mean, the Hawks are so underwhelming, but I'm sure his numbers are better.
His numbers are
Mhm,
probably pretty
that's fair.
good. It'd probably have to be DeJounte, I feel like. Purely off of his stats. But yeah,
No,
I don't know.
fuck that. Jalen Brunson.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
All right.
Jalen Brunson.
Who-
Jalen Brunson.
Who's your sleeper pick, Nick? Who's your sleeper pick?
I don't know if it's a sleeper pick, but I think, well, two people. I think the Kings need 2 all-stars.
I was
Wow,
just gonna. I was just
They
gonna
need
say
2
that.
all-stars in the game,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Fox and
Agreed.
Sabonis have been hooping.
Fox,
Yes.
bro, hooping.
Yes.
Even Huerter. Even Huerter.
Why do you say it
I
like
just love- I
that?
love saying his name. I don't know. I love saying his name. But even, I mean, like, that team's been pretty
They're
dope to watch.
decent, man. They're winning a bunch of games.
Yeah. They've been
One
fun to
of
watch.
Light the beam.
right now?
Light
Light
the
the
beam.
beam. Light the beam. Okay. But wow. Nick, I might agree with you. I think I agree with you as well. Ryan?
Do I agree?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. If a third seed's going to get 2 Western All-Stars in, I definitely think that the first seed should have 2 Western Conference All-Stars.
What is with the Aaron Gordon like propaganda, man?
Ryan's big
You
on
I'm
Aaron
just
Gordon.
saying.
Or
He's
what?
on that
Like-
Aaron Gordon train. Ryan's on that
I'm
Aaron
just
Gordon train.
I'm just saying, like, historically, that's how it's been, and I think that's how it'll play out.
Wow.
What about you, Shem? What about you, Shem?
To be honest, I kind of see what you're coming from with Aaron Gordon. I think he can take a spot. But I agree. I think the Kings should have 2. I think Sabonis and Fox have to have spots. I just think with how good the Kings have been, how good they've turned it around, not only just how good they've been, but just that turning that organization around, it's been a horrific organization. They've been so low tier mid. But to see that, I think you just have to reward them with that. And again, sleeper guys like Huerter, like those guys are putting up big numbers.
Stop saying it like that.
But
Holy shit.
I know, I'm just saying. But yeah, I don't know.
Um,
Him and I hope
but-
Lauri Markkinen gets a spot.
Disclaimer, I just realized Lauri Markkinen is not on the East anymore. He's on the Jazz.
He's on the Jazz,
Sorry
correct.
about that.
Noah's educated himself. He's
I
good.
used to have this theory that like there were teams in every sport that they had to be terrible so other teams could be better. Like the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have to be a terrible team so the league doesn't like implode. Like it doesn't collapse on itself. Like they had to trade the Warriors,
bad
Wiggins.
trades.
Yeah, they had to make bad trades. They had to take Rudy Gobert, who's arguably the worst defensive player of the year
Oh,
ever.
God.
They had to take Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They had to trade Andrew Wiggins and
fuck,
essentially
Lakusha.
James Wiseman. It's
Yeah.
one of those
Yes.
teams. The Kings used to be one of those teams, but not no more.
I know more.
Turning it around.
the
Shout out the Golden One Center, man. Shout out to Light the Beam. Any other basketball news really before we get into some NFL topics? Anyone else? Or we want to hop right into some NFL action?
Oh, Damian Lillard and Pat Bev beef. You guys see that?
That was sick. I love Pat
hilarious.
Bev. Pat Bev's hilarious for that. Talking shit for no reason. And then it ended up, dude, they came back from they were down like 30. Nick, do you see
Yeah,
that?
I think they were down 27.
27.
And-
It was
man.
71.
I did not know that.
Portland is in the mud right now.
Bruh.
It's rough.
Yeah, they can't close out any games either, which doesn't help. So
They are showing their midness.
yeah, I don't know. But all right, we'll get into some NFL action.
Into some football, man.
Let's get into some
football.
football. We're getting into the previous weekend. We'll review it. We'll go into next week's predictions. Nikki, first game Saturday. It was the Chiefs and the Jags. Chiefs ended up pulling it out by 7 points. They didn't cover the 9.5 because they decided to go for a field goal that didn't matter. So we're not going to talk about that.
Oh my God.
We are
Oh
not
my
going to talk about
God.
that bad beat that I took. And then we had the Eagles and the Giants right afterwards.
Giants.
So
Snoozer.
Nick, what were your thoughts on I don't know, this Pat Mahomes injury is a little bit, now it's interesting going into next week now that we know it's a high ankle sprain. Nick, do you think he'll be the same?
Wish we had Kev here.
Yeah, I wish we had Kev here, our team,
This
our
segment.
team doctor. But yeah, Nick, I mean, what do you know? I don't know. Do you think the Chiefs could take down the Bengals, or is that injury going to really affect Mahomes?
In the past, or I guess the past couple years, like I don't know what it is, but the Chiefs do not play like the Chiefs against the Bengals. So I am concerned for Pat Mahomes, and especially injury-wise. He's still such a dog, though, man. Like hobbling to get first downs. Like he's such a thug and he's such a beast. I'm sorry. But I think I still got to rock with KC. I still got to rock.
Okay.
With KC. Feel like, yeah.
And me and Noah were talking about this, and tell me if you agree with this, Nikki, and you too, Ryan. But like I was telling Noah, I think the Chiefs can get exposed. Their secondary's been horrible. Their defense hasn't been consistent.
Yeah.
If there's a game where Patrick Mahomes doesn't show up, aka a game where unfortunately now because he's injured, if he can't keep up with the Bengals, I just think they get exposed.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bengals are going to put up 27, 30 points on them, and they're going to have to catch up. It's going to have to be a shootout. And if Pat Mahomes isn't on his A game, then that gets worrisome.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm scared for the Chiefs. I think the Bengals are going to win it. It's basically a coin flip, but I'd like to see Joe Shiesty get another shot at the chip.
I think that Jags game was a lot closer than people give it credit for. Like that was just one bad drop at like the 10-yard line.
Yep.
And
they're about to score.
They were about to score, and then shit turned around, but like that was a super close game. And dude, the Bengals look gross, man. They look really good.
Really
They look
good.
ready
snow,
for
too, man.
redemption in the snow.
Yeah,
Ready.
in the snow. They got like
But
half
not
their O linemen out too. There's like half of them are backup O linemen that have been putting in work
Yeah.
for Joe
Yeah.
Shiesty. So
That first drive on the Bills, man, that was scary. That's when I kind of had a feeling. I was like, oh,
yeah,
this is not going to go the Bills' way. That first drive,
agreed.
they did that too like perfectly. Like it was like
Mhm.
perfection.
Agreed.
Yeah. What about you? How do you feel about do you guys want to go into what about if we want to talk about the Giants and
Oh, Giants Eagles. I mean, it
Giants
was.
Eagles?
I'll let Noah talk about it first, but I mean, it was kind of. I don't know what you guys thought.
I was with you. We didn't watch it. I was with you the whole time.
That's what I'm saying. But no, but that's what I'm saying though. Is I was looking on my. But that's how I knew it was bad because me and Noah were at dinner.
4K.
And I pulled up my note or my ESPN app and I was like, no, it's like 14-0 already. He's like, bruh. I pulled up 10 minutes later, it's 28-0. I was like, all right, this game is just whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, but I don't know, Nick. I expected more out of the Giants. What about you?
I did. Damn, watching Jalen Hurts, he does not look hurt. And
He's healthy.
oh, that's a bar, honestly.
That's
That's a
Jalen
bar.
healthy. Jalen healthy.
Jalen healthy. Oh, Jalen healthy.
Man, the Niners are gonna have their hands full next weekend.
Oh yeah.
Man. Already not great against running QBs and like, yeah, Jalen Hurts
Where's
to make
that-
it happen. His offense is gross. So
Where's that game?
In
Philly.
Philly.
Philly,
Toxic Philly. It's
Down the-
gonna be
they're gonna be throwing
loud.
batteries and
Down
shit.
the block from me and Shem.
Yeah, down the block. It's gonna be
Yeah.
loud as fuck in that stadium. And Brock's gonna have to show up. I think it's good because he'll probably understand that he's got nothing to lose. Play free. You're the dog anyway in the game, and hopefully they can make it happen. But that Eagles offense is extremely scary. Watching Devontae Smith and AJ Brown line up next to each other in the slot, that's just disgusting. So, I don't know.
Bro, yeah. Dude, their third string running back was going crazy too.
Bro,
like,
Boston
at the end of that
Scott.
Giants game.
Boston
No,
Scott.
it wasn't.
Gainwell.
Gainwell, yeah.
Oh, Gainwell. Oh shit, I forgot about him. Oh my god.
He was going stupid.
I think
Are
it's
the
gonna
Vikings
be-
that bad though?
Oh, shit.
It's not my bad.
What?
Go ahead, Noah. Go ahead.
We'll have
Noah.
Noah
Go
finish
ahead.
up on the Eagles topic and then we'll go into that.
I think
We'll
it's
go into
gonna be a Kyle Shanahan, D'Amico Ryan's fucking masterclass.
Speak on it.
AJ Brown and Devontae, they're still gonna eat, but the way D'Amico schemes his defense is that we don't give up chunk plays. So they'll give them a bunch of cushion. The corners will give them a bunch of cushion, give up 7 or 8 like passing yards anytime Jalen Hurts drops back to throw. Maybe the tight end gets a couple passes and maybe Jalen like scrambles. Like, even Dak last game, he on like 3 third downs and a 4th down because they never kicked it, was able to scramble and get a first down or be able to pick up like 5 or 6 yards. But there's never going to be like 2 or 3 like 20, 30 yard chunk plays where they can break off. So they're going to have to grind out drives the same way the Niners do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am worried that the Niners will struggle against like those athletic running QBs like a Jalen Hurts. And like I don't like how do you cover that? Like first you have to worry about, Devontae and then AJ Brown and what's his name? Diamador Lenore has been getting picked on. And then yeah, you gotta worry about Jalen Hurts like running the field, man. But
Just think about how hard it is to defend in Madden and then put it on a real football field.
And then you have to
Different.
like they have to waste someone on a spy almost every play to basically spy Jalen Hurts,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that takes one out of the box, which means Jalen Hurts has even more time inside the pocket, and then lets their play develop, and kind of like the opposite will happen in Tampa this year, how
Yeah.
Tom Brady couldn't get any of his deep routes to develop because that O line was just horrific, and they were able to go up against him. But yeah,
Shem, what's the X factor that you think the Niners have that will put them over the top in this game versus their Eagles?
X factor would probably be consistency. That's on both the offensive end as well the defensive end. We've been an unbelievably good second half defensive. I mean, great defensive team as a whole, but even better second half defensive team. And if we can hold a lead or at least keep it close going into halftime, win or losing by, a tud or less, I feel great going into the second half, knowing that if we score, we can outpace their scoring because of our defense. So I would like to keep it close by halftime, and I very much think we're a better second half team. So the only thing that scares me is those big moments late in games. Does Brock have it in his blood? Is he Iceman? I will say this is my bold prediction. Whoever comes out of this game is winning the Super Bowl. I think whoever wins this game,
right here?
I think this is it. I think this is the Super Bowl.
This is the Warriors versus Houston.
This is the hardest matchup that both these teams want from both sides of the ball. And they such different offenses, such different defenses. It's going to be it's like Noah said, it could be a masterclass by Shanahan. It really, really could. So I'm stoked though. That game's going to be so much better than I mean, I guess Chiefs Bengals will be good too, but I don't know. So.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was it. I was just, I thought someone else was gonna grab it.
I saw. I was gonna say I saw. I don't know how valid this tweet is, but I saw Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson turned down 133 mil guaranteed from the team. If that does not work out with the Baltimore Ravens, where do you see Lamar going, and where would you like to see him go? I guess is a better question. Noah, you want to take this one?
Yeah, Vegas. Or Vegas or the Jets.
Okay. I like that.
Yep.
Somewhere, actually, no, fuck the Raiders. Jets. Develop defense. They have Robert Saleh. They have a great O-line. They kind of need receivers, but he's already managed like three straight seasons without a good receiver.
True.
New York. Put Lamar in New York. He'll cook.
I kind
of like that. I kind of like Lamar getting sturdy.
Yeah, Lamar getting sturdy would be sick.
Yeah.
Is Purdy him? Is Purdy? What would you say?
No, I was gonna say, what about you? Where do you think? Where do you see Lamar going? Same thing.
I personally said the Raiders. I think match him up with Devontae Adams. I think that's a gross combo. That's virtually unstoppable with how quick he is in the pocket and out of the pocket, and then how good Devontae Adams is basically anywhere on the field. That's just a recipe for winning. So I think that'd be sick to see him. It is still the Raiders, which is kind of my only con to that is like this Raiders team blows up on themselves basically every year because it's just a shitstorm inside that organization. So can he make it all the way with the Raiders team? I think they need someone else as well as Lamar Jackson. And then, who knows? And then maybe they can make a push. Is Purdy Himothy? We talked about this last week. Does Purdy as of right now, if the playoffs were to end right now and we just got eliminated, is Purdy the starting quarterback next year 100%? Or is there absolutely 50-50 down the line? Nikki.
Did we get bounced? You're saying we're in the NFC Championship.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well,
we lose
to the Eagles. We lose on Sunday.
I think he's a starter next year.
You think he's a starter next year? 100%?
Yeah. I think you give him. Dude, he's young. He's a rookie. He's shown that he has the balls to step in there, takes hits, knows offense at this point. And I think you cut your losses with Trey, whether that means trading him or whether that means being like, fucked up. We traded multiple first-round picks for a guy who didn't turn out. But I think Brock is nice, man. I do think Brock is nice. That's
a bold take.
And our team is so good that sorry, go ahead.
Bold take alert.
No, I was gonna say just why not have Trey as your backup? Dynamically, does that not work, you think? Or would they be butting and it'd just be too competitive having two young quarterbacks?
I would think you would need a vet as a backup in some sense. At least that's what I would think. Not that it's gonna be Jimmy, but Jimmy and Brock are pretty damn similar, except Brock is just more mobile. But I don't know, man. I used to think that the league was going towards running quarterbacks, but now it seems is it you got Joe Burrow, and then Joe Burrow's not really scurrying around in there. You got guys standing in the pocket and just delivering. So I feel like it can go either way. I feel like you can succeed both ways.
Yeah, I think not super mobile, constantly running like Lamar to that extent, but I think you have to be able to just be mobile enough, but not hella slow Jimmy or a Tom Brady, just a little bit. Just you still have to be more accurate than anything.
Just step up in the pocket.
But yeah, that I think that's probably where the league might be heading. I agree with you.
Yeah.
So Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see. I don't know. It's gonna be a really good game. I think either way it goes. I think this is the best way to describe it as a football fan. Either way it goes in either match, in either game, I should say. Two into soccer in my head right now. I think it'll be a good Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
kind of another good way to look at it.
Noah, go ahead, call it Super Bowl matchup and winner.
Matchup and winner. I think Bengals take it over the Chiefs. They're 3-0 against them, including playoffs and regular season. I think Joe Burrow he's that guy. The game before the division, they looked kind of shaky. They had a bunch of weird play calls. They would go 3 and out in like 30 seconds because they would call 3 straight passes, and like for one reason or another, all 3 of their weapons were covered. But even with a fully healthy Pat, I think Bengals would take it out. So I think Niners are gonna win like a super boring defensive Super Bowl, like 20-9. Bengals don't score a touchdown. Brock Purdy goes for like 250, 1 throwing, no interception. CMC gets 1.
Who's the MVP?
CMC.
Say that shit.
Yep.
What about you, Nick?
Oh shit.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead,
no,
finish that.
I was gonna say, I don't think Brock automatically gets the starting position. I think he gets the chance to compete for it and probably a leg up on Trey. Because you can't, Nikki said to try to just cut ties with Trey, you can't leave your quarterback room with 1 quarterback into the offseason and go look for 2 more.
Yeah, tough.
Because Jimmy's gone. A team's gonna sign Jimmy.
Yeah. 100%. So that'll be interesting. Some fun topics here.
Wait,
Let's
shut up.
predictions, the Super Bowl.
Oh fuck.
Super Bowl predictions. Yeah.
My bad. Nikki, you go.
I'm gonna say Niners Chiefs. And I'm gonna say the Niners redeem themselves after the last.
I like that one better than mine.
That's a really good one.
That one's cool.
I'm gonna join that.
Yeah, and CMC MVP, man. Just whether it's pass catching or running, like that guy's he's such a dog. Such a dog.
A white man runs a football.
Bring the white one.
That's a guy. Yeah.
He plays the game the right way. Sorry.
Right.
That's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yo. Chill. Yeah, I'll be on that one with you, Nick. I like that. I like the way that sounds.
Yeah.
Shem, take us into the next one.
Yeah, so some cool topics. I sent this clip. I'll play it here in a second. I don't know if Noah saw it. The Twitch streamer that hooked up EEG to her brain and was playing not only just some crazy boring game, she was playing Elden Ring, which is one of the most complex, kind of intense games out there with her fucking brain. And then Ryan was just kind of telling us here, is it the future of technology, and would it actually be fun to play this, or would it get to the point where it's just creepy? Like, what do you think? I don't know, because it's a very, very interesting concept moving into like a new generation of technology.
Nick, I see you smiling. Why are you smiling?
I'm just thinking of Black Mirror shit, man.
Yeah.
There's too many Black Mirror episodes like that just have predicted.
It's the one. It's the one with the fighting one with the 2 guys.
Striking Vipers.
Yep, Striking Vipers.
me and Ryan.
What's that one? I don't know.
Whoa!
You don't even know what episode, Adam. I know you ain't watch it.
I did.
It's on his list.
Yeah, it's on my list. Ryan, thoughts? Technology.
Pretty cool concept. I mean, I feel like we just got VR, so to just get this one right after, I'm like, holy shit, I can't even keep up.
That's true.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I have no comment because this is just like crazy. I'm trying to think like what would even be fun to play. Like maybe basketball, but then I just go fucking play regular basketball at that point. Like I don't know. Oh, you know what this would be cool for? Now that I think about it, like people with disabilities, I feel like.
That's true.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Like people with disabilities could probably play like hella fun video games. Like I forgot. Noah said hit a clip earlier in the beginning, and I was thinking of that. So why are you breaking up with me?
Are you breaking up with me? Please link that show. You don't need. We got the link for it.
Oh my God, I just hit a
Hey,
clip.
Nikki, it ain't gonna be there. I ain't gonna be there. All right. Ryan, take us into the next TikTok question. Cool little, fun little random section we're gonna have here. And I want to hear everyone's thoughts.
Yeah, we'll finish off with this. So I saw this on TikTok. All right. You have 30 seconds to make as many shots as possible. And the shots are a layup for $1,000, a free throw for $10,000, 3-point shot for 100K, half court shot for 10 mil, and then a full court shot for $100 million. No, what's the strategy? What are you gonna do for this predicament, for this little challenge?
I was telling Adam this before we started. I'm taking the half court.
Wow.
Easy, so easy.
But aren't
How
you gonna
many
be
shots
pissed
are
if
you
you
gonna
walk
get up?
away?
I've always been
Yeah.
a scared money don't make money type person, which is why I'm super broke. But one day I won't be super broke. When I get put in this situation and I take the half court shot, I've played many pickup games where the game just falls apart and everyone starts chucking up dumb shit.
Yeah.
I'm the person to chuck up half courts, and I make like 1 out of 8 of them. But that one's gonna give me 10 mil. And I'm taking it home with me. Half court shots,
10 mil's a lot.
they're not that they're hard. All right, they're hard. They're not that hard.
But it's like what Ryan said earlier before we started as well, is I totally forgot. I totally
Nick, go ahead.
I totally forgot what I was gonna say. But
My
Nick, you go
strategy,
first.
my strategy is 10 full seconds of layups, Mike and drills, just like
Wow.
Real
real quick.
Wow.
Then
Yeah.
I'm running to the 3-point line and chucking threes and see what I can make. I
How
don't
many-
You're not
think
gonna
I'm
be
gonna make a
tired?
half-court shot.
You're not gonna be tired. How many threes
Yeah,
you
you're
can
not
get
gonna-
up?
Do I have to rebound myself, or what are we doing?
No.
Oh yeah, I'm just chucking up threes. I can make like 3 threes in 20 seconds, maybe. I'm
That's
gonna
what I
get
was
up a bunch
saying.
of shots.
So 300 bands plus an extra like 20 bands, so you get like about 320 bands.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Okay, Ryan.
I'm gonna change mine. So I said earlier that I would do 20 seconds of 3-pointers and then 10 seconds of free throws afterwards.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna go with Noah. I'm gonna do 20 seconds of half court shots and then I'm gonna do 10 seconds of threes.
I like that. Give
If
yourself
I
a
don't
chance.
hit, if I don't hit anything on the half court after 20 seconds, I'm just gonna go shoot some threes and then hopefully I'll be like warmed up and I don't know, fucking. And if I really don't hit anything, I'll just go for a layup.
If you're cold as shit and you walk away with nothing.
That'd be
I'm
brutal.
in the same situation as I am right now.
Yeah. I'm happy. I'm content.
He's got a good point.
More money, more problems.
Do we want to get into 8, 12, 16, 24?
Nah, I think we should wrap it.
All right. We'll wrap it. That could go down a rabbit hole.
Next episode.
Next episode.
All right, let's close this out. First of all, I want to thank Noah for being the last minute impromptu ad. We're gonna do it with Kevin.
Get ready for Kevin's segment here coming up, so don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Kevin's segment's coming up next. He's gonna be solo talking with him and you guys. So be ready
What's
for
the
that.
topic we're giving him?
Ooh, we have to choose that. Wait, we have to choose that.
Mm.
World
Go
War
ahead,
One.
Adam.
Brian had something on his mind. He was going to say it.
World War One.
World War
What?
One. What about it?
I don't know.
Sleepers?
Just like something random, bro. Just think of something random. The invention of broccoli. I don't know. Like,
Mind is somewhere else.
well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just those are just ideas. But
Yeah.
what do you think, Ryan?
For Kev, like, I guess I got to give him a sports one. Let's have him report on like hockey or something like that. What's the state of hockey looking like?
That'd be pretty boring. There's some cool prospects coming up, but still, it's not really anything crazy. We could have him talk about hockey for like 8 minutes straight,
Mm-hmm.
or 5 minutes straight. We'll do 5 minutes.
That's just gonna be so funny. He has no idea what the fuck he's gonna be talking about.
Kevin in the camera talking to himself is gonna be so funny. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah. Well, that'll be following this closing segment, but
Yeah.
we'll see more of Noah down the line.
Yeah. That's a wrap. I see Shem's eyes getting a little red. I know he's tired.
Yeah, I'm getting tired here. We appreciate everyone. We appreciate you guys. Episode 3. Nikki, salute him out. Bang bang.
See y'all soon.
See y'all soon.
Thank you, Noah.
Thank you
Appreciate
guys.
you,
I
Noah.
appreciate it.